Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2. So I don't know that we can beat this army with our army nearby. I had assumed that we would be able to, but I'm looking at this. It's all missile infantry, and I know how good that is because it's what I've been doing this whole time.
We stand ready for action.
Our army is pretty good. We outrange them, but not by enough. They have armor-piercing missiles. I mean, I guess the fact that we have shields should negate some of this damage, right? They just have a lot of archers. So, like, it would be tough for us to use our dragon here because they would be able to focus fire the dragon down very quickly. Probably, actually, the cavalry archers will be a little bit of a liability here, whereas I think cavalry archers are better than normal archers against melee infantry due to the fact that they can stay far away. Here, I think they might just get killed more quickly. So I'm actually going to stay in the city. There's no reason for us to come out and fight them right now. They're raiding us, but they're not doing a great job. And what I'm going to do is turn Tyrion around. We'll come up and provide some assistance. Man, it is so movement expensive to get through the pass. There's no reason for us to fight fair when we could not fight fair, right? The thing about fighting fair is that when you do that, you can lose. Also, I guess it is worth noting that they have bombardment within range. That could be an issue. Okay, now Hexoatl is actually starting their fourth ritual. So we're about to lose a fairly large trading partner. As things stand right now, I don't think that's a huge deal. I think we'll be okay economically. We've really made a lot of money.
Sons of Ulfwan, what brings you here?
There's not really a reason for me to do this, is there? We're friendly enough. I don't expect them to turn on me or make things difficult, you know, in here. And yeah, I don't think there's a reason for us to do this. I guess taking the defensive alliance would have given us the ability to request that they intervene on stuff, but I'm not huge on that. It can be useful, but with them, with their base of logistical operations being so very far away, I'm not sure how helpful they'd be. Okay, it looks like the Pirates of Sartosa are taking back some of this eastern coast. I guess it's not really a big deal anymore. Once upon a time, I was concerned about Norskins grouping up and having at me. Now it seems like mostly they like me quite a bit, so less worried.
Your word?
Do Lore Masters have the ability to wound? They do. But our Lore Master has no points in him. I would kind of like to get rid of this hero who's damaging our walls. It's probably not worth running a noble all the way back. Although maybe it is because of the fact that we kind of don't need this amount of influence, probably. We could just hire a new noble for this purpose, though. In fact, we might be able to do it somewhere up here. Do we have the appropriate green building in one of these provinces around here? Actually, we probably don't, huh? Ooh, hey. Port upgrades are always useful. As are the most basic money-making buildings. So I probably do want to actually get one of those buildings established up here just so that, you know, for this exact purpose, we can... This could be upgraded. We're going to make money. Money everywhere. See, I guess this is just we're waiting. It probably will be better for me to just wait the 2 turns and recruit a hero in Trace than it will be to recruit a hero back in Lothern and have them walk over here. I think.
Behold, elven beauty.
What else needs upgrading? Anything significant? I'm just clicking on different cities in the same province over here. Huh, I missed this Hall of Dragons. Well, let's save up a little bit of money for that. That seems like a thing that could be useful. That's a big upkeep reduction.
I await your orders. Defender. Destruction.
Yeah, I guess just keep gathering influence. I don't really know what else to do with these guys. We could bring some of them back, but we're allowed to have so many nobles. I don't even... Probably that needs to get walls. Alright, let's see if they respond to Tyrion's approach. Because his next movement after this will take him right up to the city walls. Maybe they're content to just chill and raid. They're probably waiting for backup themselves. Maybe I should bring up an army from the south to the city that Tyrion was going to guard, just so that I can start the next ritual as soon as it becomes available. Because Lothern is probably over-defended, if anything. Yeah, they have a lot of armies. Not doing anything terribly meaningful with them. But I suppose the idea is that the Dark Elves should be thinking that it's rituals that are going to win them the game, not sending armies over to harass me. That's not the case, but it's probably what they ought to be thinking. We should check in with our allies to the west and see what they're doing. To be perfectly honest, it might be best for us if the Dark Elf ritual just completed. Because we can defeat them and remove them from the game in the event battle afterward. Remove them from that part of the game, anyway. Let's just ride right up on them, and we'll overwhelm them with superior numbers, right? I'm assuming we should be able to win this battle. They also think we should be able to win that battle.
My journey begins.
At them!
Okay.
We fight!
Get out of here with this massive, massive archer army. All of Tyrion's White Lions died, really. But just them. None of the Sea Guard, who would definitely have been the brunt of the attack, took any damage at all. Not a single figure lost.
Hold the captive!
Knowledge is power.
Asur, rejoice!
That's armor of fortune that, as far as I'm aware, I'm not even going to use. Oh, you didn't gain a level. It was your Lord Master.
Warrior. Champion of the Ever Queen.
Taking up residence. I'm listening.
Alright, Tyrion's got a run to do. And who could move up? Oh, I kind of forgot about this.
Guardian of the Phoenix Crown.
Let's resolve this real fast.
The Asur need and honor.
I don't know what these guys' problem is. I'm honestly still not even sure where they're from. If these guys are part of the ritual armies, it does seem strange that they showed up so much later, you know?
It must be done.
Alright, lots of fine traits.
Speak. Marching out.
So honestly, probably this army could just ride north, right? Maybe I have this army head to the White Tower and have Alistair head to Gain Vale.
How can I assist you?
How many turns of movement is that? 3.
Setting up garrison.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do a little bit of position trading here.
Shall not rest. Garrisoning.
Because Tyrion's army is not going to be ready to defend right away, it turns out. And we can start putting together another army down here.
Prime for action.
Alright, I'll dedicate him to somebody later. I want to get him on a dragon as quickly as possible. Oh, he had more than one skill point. What is his army? His army is largely... It's actually fairly varied. He does have Phoenix Guard. The Phoenix Guard related trait doesn't really have any other, like, any benefits outside of the army stuff, though. +2 public order in the local province is meaningless to us. And honestly, none of these are great. Yeah, we'll take the Phoenix Guard thing. I don't think any of it really mattered.
I serve the Phoenix King.
Alright, so we will be ready. As soon as this ritual ends, we will be ready to run the next one out.
There will be carnage.
Of the White Tower. Mage.
Alright, here we go. Actually, hold on a second. We do have access to the Invocation of Assyrian. Yeah, may as well. I want to run it anyway, you know, for the public order and stuff, so...
There will be carnage.
What are we going to do with all this influence? I guess I am talking about running another army, so that's going to be 60. We're going to hire a hero soon, so that's going to be another 40. Let's go back to getting this done. Yeah, honestly, we're pretty set. I think a lot of what we have to do is, a lot of what we still have left to do is wait, unfortunately. Now, I'm going to put in a garden over here so that we can hire nobles on this side too. In case we need to suddenly get a noble for some reason. Doesn't seem terribly important, maybe, but... we definitely need to have functional walls over here. And then I guess just more money-making buildings? I don't know what else we would, yeah. Proper walls. So just about the time that we become able to pull the next ritual and summon in potentially a large, terrifying army, walls will go up on all of our remaining cities. Alright, well, let's go ahead and hire the new lord then. So we could just grab Avaricious Arduval again. I sacked him during the during the transition earlier, but it might be worth picking him back up. Punitive. Missile resistance minus 10% for local enemy armies, plus a big missile damage increase. That's pretty good. That's probably even better than Ardent, as far as making your archers more effective. We're at a point where upkeep reduction traits are a little bit less exciting than effectiveness increasing traits. And 20% is a big increase in missile damage. Yeah, alright.
Defender of the acid.
Oh, I don't know if I might hire any more Seaguard than that. Okay.
What do you wish to discuss?
Nope. Man, I do not even want to be engaged in whatever nonsense is going on down there. It's probably the case that we could talk the lore masters into confederating, but I don't have any interest in that part of the world. It's not relevant to what we're doing, and also I still have some mild Lustria PTSD. I am done with that place. The scroll campaign was fun, but it was grueling. Alright, I do want to watch the movement of these armies. I want to have some idea where they're gearing up to hit next, because I have to imagine they're coming back over here, right? Alright, so next turn we'll be able to hire our new leader, or our new noble, who will just sit outside of the Shrine of Cain and attack enemy agents who come for the walls. Okay. I do not think the pirates are going to be able to clear Albion back out. Albion may be lost to us forever. It's alright, those guys only kind of dislike me. Wow, they sure are massing up a lot of dudes over there. So, I said that I don't necessarily think it's a big deal if the Norse fail to interrupt the ritual, because we can just remove the Dark Elves from the game afterward.
Princess of Ulthran.
But it would be cool if they would cause enough of a disruption that the Dark Elf armies were focused over in that direction, just so that I don't have to worry about defending myself against them. Alright, let's definitely get a nice core of shielded Lothern Seaguard. And then we'll figure out some other stuff. I do probably want to get some artillery. I do probably want to get a dragon. You know, one of these dragons, a good one. Should I get more of an anti-infantry dragon? These guys are a little bit more anti-large, right? Their breath weapon is more of an anti-large thing. Maybe we should get one of the dragons that has... This is large combatants. Is it just sun dragons that are like... Yeah, let's get a sun dragon for this army. That'll be a good start. I don't know what else I want to put in there, but that'll be an okay start.
This is beneath me. I'll smash it to ruins. Nagaroth breathes.
How embarrassing for him. Telling me all that following orders is beneath him, and then it turns out he's just incapable. Also, I have 55 money, so I guess my turn is over. Right. Curiella needs cool mounts.
Protector of the Everqueen.
Yeah, I don't really think there's a lot else to do. We're pretty much ready to go. Just waiting for everybody to get into their new cities. Actually, I should probably have Curiella go out there and grab that Skull Reef. As long as there's no Dark Elves nearby. That's a pretty safe thing to do. The beach is down and to the right. I guess to the southeast is maybe a better way to express that. Of the Shrine of Cain. Yeah, that's right. I'm trespassing. It's a power move. I want to let Tor Elisor know where they stand. We should grab this one, too. I might be able to do that this turn, even. Let's have a look at what the Dark Elves do with their armies. My suspicion is nothing terrifying, but we should try to keep an eye on it. Unfortunately, part of the thing that's slowing down the wait between turns is I just have vision of too much stuff. Okay. Oh, that's right. Black Creek Spire is something we still hold. Yeah, please. Please simplify things a little bit for me. They sacked it, didn't actually burn it down. So I don't see any evidence of a trait like this, but I wonder if there are some units that get an auto-resolve strength buff in naval combat. Because I would think that, like, the Black Ark Corsairs are naval units, right? That's their thing. And theoretically, the Lothern Sea Guard, maybe, as well, should have such a bonus. I'm not going to hit fast forward here because I do want to see, when we get around to Mung's turn, I do want to see if we can see them moving armies around. So the Pirates of Sartosa are maybe skipping Albion and just going to the... Yeah, that's fair. These guys did move all of their forces into a single city. I suppose they deserve what they get here. There's a lot of stuff happening in a lot of parts of the world, which is not at all relevant to us. Okay. I assume, yeah, Egghall's gotta respond. But they're not going directly for the pirates. I would have expected them to try to take a path that's a little bit more like that.
Have the nerve to stand
what is this? Were these guys even? Yeah, sure. They want to give me 1,000 gold, I'll take it. I don't even know where those guys are from. So we didn't get any vision of anything happening over there. Yeah, we could take a bunch of influence. I kind of don't even care about it. Our public order doesn't matter at all. Sure. I think we're mostly past the point where that kind of stuff matters. Well, I don't remember if this represents a new incursion. Is this further than they had gotten before? They're doing pretty well, though. What are the relative power rankings here? Show me strength ranks. Mung is 10. Yeah, so Negaron theoretically should be able to crush them, but they'd have to focus on it, which is kind of exactly what I was hoping for.
Tyrion, heir of an Aryan.
I think we'll chill actually in the Phoenix Gate for a moment.
Garrisoning.
Get our big replenishment boost and replace all of our lost white lions. Actually, this might be a good opportunity for us to get a dragon. Let's see, this army is actually quite strong against large things already. Maybe we want a sun dragon. What are the actual combat stat differences? Star dragons really have a lot more health. And really a lot more weapon strength. And okay, they're just better units. The breath weapon is the only thing that really makes the sun dragon even potentially preferable. That's fine. We'll do that. Alright, Elysium, the Lore Master of Hoeth. Yeah, this the first point of this having 10% extra weapon strength against Dark Elves on it is that's pretty alright. I feel pretty okay about that. Okay, so I can't actually see this. I'm going to assume that it'll be the same places.
Althorn Princess. Moving out. Setting sail. Entering the city.
Okay, armor of silver and steel is pretty much whatever, but the 10,000 gold is welcome.
We will endure.
Yeah, we're waiting on stuff to complete. Trying to think. What else was important? There was something I was going to spend a lot of money on, and now I don't remember it. We do want to recruit this hero. And this guy's mostly just going to stand around, so it would be cool if we could get a... Nope, there are no traits here that are good for just standing around. In fact, there are no traits here that are relevant to anything. That being the case, I guess I'll just take... Yeah, I guess I'll just take this guy, like... Charge bonus isn't a big deal for that army. The only way this guy's going to get involved in combat is if something bad happens to this army and he has to fill. And if that happens, then practiced should be fine. Melee attack for Seaguard is okay there. I don't know that I need to pay all of this influence for... Yeah.
I await your command. I will move momentarily.
Alright, and then we're just gonna pump up Assassinate and Specialist. And then also increase trade. Are we actually even... We're not producing any tradable resources in that region. Maybe we have him stand here. He'll increase our marble production a little bit.
We march on.
But he can still respond to incoming Dark Elf forces quickly. Okay, a Ruby Ring of Ruin gives us a bound fireball. That's fine.
Destruction.
Spellcaster.
Okay, these two we don't need anything from.
Smash it to ruins.
Just keep farming influence, even though I don't know what to do with it. This I don't care about. Kind of wish they would just destroy it already. Oh, it was that dragon building. That's right. Where was that? Is that here? No, this is... We've already built this landmark, in fact. Shoot, where was the... I've already forgotten. There's not really an easy way to search for stuff like that. Was it here? No, this is the Royal Illyrian Stables, although we will need money for that as well, and I do want to build it. Is there a way to... No, there's no overlay that just sorts by places that have unconstructed landmark structures. Well, it must have been something that I haven't had for very long, right? We have the landmark here. I don't know. The thing is, it's actually relevant. Because we have enough dragons now that a 25% reduction in dragon upkeep would be really nice. Man. Should definitely have taken note. We could probably be running one of these. It's a good idea to upgrade the walls in Tor Enlek. Those are useful. What else do I want in Tor Enlek, actually? We can put up another growth structure just for a little while. Yeah, that'll reduce the number of turns until that hits max level. So Tor Elier's where the stables are. Tor Enrock has this.
We are the guardians of order.
There's probably not a search by landmark name, would be my guess. What do we have on the interior that is new? Relatively new, newish. Honestly, it doesn't look like there are a lot of unconstructed landmarks or anything. That could probably be built. Well, shoot.
Make us.
It wasn't... No, Black Creek Spire has no landmarks. Well, I'm looking right past it, and somebody in the audience is shouting at me right now, and I apologize. But I seem to have lost it. Well, it's not critically important. We'll be alright without it. Frustrating, though. Almost as frustrating for me as it is for you guys. Alright, let's treat ourselves to another cinematic of high elves talking haughtily at each other about abstract magical concepts that we have no way of interacting with. So these cinematics are not quite as fun as the Skaven ones were. You know what? Fast forward. Alright, they are coming. I'm going to leave Tyrion probably at the gate from now on. Alistair can guard the city. Kiriella can keep guarding the Shrine of Cain, and then Tyrion can just bounce in whichever direction he's needed in. Oh no, not the Knights of Origo. I don't really even know who those guys are.
Finabar the Seafarer, the reigning Phoenix King, was called upon to reveal the second shard of the Star Crown.
I'm not going to complain about these visuals, though.
The wave
That does look
fragments
nice.
are cast so the tides move at the Seafarer's command. The living king has done his part. Now it is time to evoke the royal spirits of old.
Alright, sounds like a thing I can do. So is it going to be the same cities? Lothern, Gayen Vale, and the White Tower. Okay.
Princess of the Asur. For the Phoenix King.
And I don't think I want to delay. I think we're in a good position to
We
defend.
stand ready for action.
And I'm just going to click this. Let's go. So, Ritual of the Scholar. Yeah, it seems to be the same effect for all of the rituals.
The ritual is underway, my lord.
Alright, where did the bad guys spawn this
Together, it
time?
will take your greatest act. Be wary, though, for while the vortex is weakened, the forces
Oh,
of chaos
interesting.
will slip into this world. Ready your defenses, for they will doubtless be drawn to the ritual's power.
Nagaroth breeds weak warriors.
Okay, so those guys coming from the sea, I assume will head toward Lothern.
There will be carnage.
I do not care about this. Alright, now is a good time to start upgrading these. I don't think it matters terribly which one I do first. Also, this probably doesn't need to be here. We could replace that with a with an industry building.
Destruction!
Alright, so they spawned over here. Oh. Skaven are starting to be mixed in. I think the plot probably is going to turn out to be the same. We could upgrade this. That could be that could be helpful. So how do I want to respond to this? What is the best way to do this? Probably Aramir and Tyrion riding out. How long is Tyrion going to be in recruitment for? Quite a while. I'll run Aramir out there at the very least.
Guardian. Ready to march.
Probably I want to approach from the inside of the island.
Moving off.
The Eagle Gate and the Griffin Gate are both relatively well garrisoned. And everything around here has proper walls. Okay.
I hear the Widowmaker.
I guess we can start moving out Alistair as well, because there's no intervention armies can't spawn over here.
I serve the king.
Probably it would take you too long to get over there and do anything, so you can just stay put. Man, we have a lot of public order. Alright, well honestly I don't expect this to be too difficult. Are these guys... Can I see relations with them? I'm curious if they are allied, because if they're not, then they won't even defend each other. Alright, they don't appear on this at all. Okay. They're probably not then, right? So this is actually just two armies and then another force of two armies that can't rely on... Yeah, I'm not worried about this. Do I want to move any other armies?
What would you have of me?
You're still recruiting. I mean, do I just want to go super, super hard on Seaguard in this army? We should probably have some Phoenix Guard, I guess, for, well, you know what? Seaguard or Spear Infantry, though. We already have Anti-Large covered. Let's get Swordmasters. A little bit of more melee punching power. And then I guess also Dragon Princes. It's good to have cavalry. Have a little bit of versatility. Or would it be better for me to have a melee chariot? It has more weapon strength. It has a considerable anti-infantry bonus. Yeah, let's get Ithalmar chariots. They're also a little cheaper. Upkeep might be an issue. I'm not sure. Because again, we've had the minus 10% upkeep for all units buff for such a long time that I don't even remember what our real army upkeeps look like anymore. Let's see what these guys do. Yeah, I really wish that there was a fast forward button for this. I probably shouldn't hit fast forward. We should watch what these guys are doing. So probably the two Norskin armies that spawned out on the water are not going to be an issue. They'll head toward Lothern. The army that is near there will handle them. It'll be full in 2 turns, and I think we have more than 2 turns of time. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should have left a slot in that army for a mage, because right now that army has no way of using the Winds of Magic. Yeah, we should probably hire a mage. I'll cancel one of the chariots.
Welcome. What brings you here?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know that necessarily matters at all, but non-aggression pacts are nice. The AI is pretty reticent to break them. Gives me a little bit of security. Alright, Egg Hall really only has one functional army at this point. I wonder if the pirates are actually going to beat them. That would probably be good for us. We still have that trade agreement running with the pirates, and as far as I know, their empire getting larger makes them a more valuable trading partner. Looks like Mung still hasn't done anything, and the Hung Warband is... I don't know what their plan is. Okay, we might lose a city or two before we can get over here. Alright, we should do this manually because it is extremely in our best interest to do as much damage to these guys as possible. I think they're going to win. But the whole reason we built up defenses everywhere is so that we could bleed off the strength of enemy forces while we're waiting for our forces to get in position. And with our major settlements built up, it's not going to be a huge, huge task to replace lost minor settlements like this. This is pretty non-ideal, the way this juts forward. I much prefer a nice straight wall, because, like, towers over here are going to be completely useless. I don't know, we'll see. So they have an artillery weapon, and a hell cannon is even as far as artillery weapons go, pretty scary. They have a lot of heavily armored dudes. They have trolls, which are not very good, in my experience. They're not bad fighters, but their leadership is so... Chaos Trolls in particular. Leadership is so bad that they flee whenever anything happens. A cavalry charge will break them completely, in a lot of cases. Alright, well I guess they're choosing to spread their forces out over our maximum firing arc, which I do appreciate. It's going to make things a little bit easier on us. They should just group up and like hit one segment of the wall. As it is, we're going to be able to put a lot of arrows into a lot of guys. We're in this... Yeah, we're in this square already. We're in this square. This tower is currently not controlled. That could maybe be fixed. Where do we have units on the ground? Do we have any infantry on the ground? No, we have a lot of cavalry. That's fine. That's where the cavalry belongs. We have an eagle, which is not useful. Oh, we have Val's hammer. Affects city walls and siege equipment. So we could Val's hammer... Oh no, it's a siege equipment, not artillery. We cannot Val's hammer the hell cannon, probably. Man, that is quite a piece of gear. Oh, look at the little chaos dwarves that are manning it. Yeah, we're gonna die. We're gonna lose this city.
We will obey.
Let's try to take care of all of the towers. I don't actually know exactly how the towers work. So you have to be, if you get near the tower, you can see there's a little box. And if you have units within the box, then you take control of the tower and you can use it to fire. But like, can this group of archers control both of these towers, allowing me to move this group of archers to this tower? We're going to find out. Do a little science here while we're losing our settlement. Okay, the answer is yes. Cool. So hold up. Let's pick some targets. I guess this tower has a narrow firing range, doesn't really get a lot of choices, but like it might be a good idea for us to focus on the hell cannons or marauder horsemen. I think tower projectiles are particularly good against large units because most large range projectiles are. You know, we have a way of fighting everything else they can throw at us. We actually don't have any way but this of doing damage to that hell cannon, so... Ah, they got so much stuff coming in as reinforcements. I don't know, this one I won't bother to manually target. And then over here, I think I want to work the Chaos Trolls, because we can probably prevent them from even becoming a factor in the battle. Alright. I don't have any idea if we're going to be able to actually damage this hell cannon in a meaningful way. Not particularly accurate. Oh man, here it goes. Oh, they seem to have missed. I believe the Hell Cannon projectile is actually a homing projectile and can be steered. I have never done this, but there is a way you can you can drop into. Ooh, getting some good hits. You can drop into an artillery unit and fire it manually. I know, and I believe you do get to steer the Hell Cannon projectile if you do that, which is pretty cool. So this will blow up my walls if I use it. But I could cast it on a section of wall that has already fallen to the invaders and maybe get some value out of that. Man, if we can break down their Hell Cannon enough that it actually, they lose the unit, we might be able to stop them from attacking any of our other walled cities quickly.
White lions.
I'm glad we have White Lions here. These guys are good against armored units. Because I think that the Hell Cannon might be the only thing in their army that has the Siege Attacker trait. Actually, do trolls? Yeah, trolls do. Okay, never mind. Because if you don't have the Siege Attacker trait, you can't just initiate battle with a city. You have to actually build a tower or something. Alright, Chaos Warriors should defeat units of Spearmen pretty easily. Hey, guys, where you going? That's not... Go over here. Yeah, shoot at them. Okay, there we go. Stuff going on the walls everywhere else. They're mostly standing back and engaging us at range. They're waiting for their Chaos Trolls to get through the gate, which seems to not be going that well for them. Okay, the Chaos Trolls have actually fled. It's now just Chosen with great weapons. We have another dock. This is not a good one. I think we did break down the one Hell Cannon. Unfortunately, the backup army brought 2 more, and they're not even... Are those in our firing arcs? Okay, this one is. Yeah, this is where we're going to lose control.
Archers! Acknowledged!
This is going pretty poorly, too. A unit of Chaos Warriors versus a unit of Elf Fighters is... I'm not even sure that we are ahead on that. Chaos Heavy Infantry are remarkably good. But in this situation, where we're outnumbered by them, I mean, there's absolutely no question, right?
White lions! Move!
Alright. Unfortunately, their Great Weapon Chosen are probably going to be able to beat our White Lions.
Weapons ready! To battle!
Turn around and shoot at the Chaos Trolls. We can probably run these guys out real fast. So, where are my... Yeah, Fire at Will and Skirmish Mode on. Wow, man, these guys have some range. They're able to hit all the way over there. You guys keep doing what you're doing, I guess, but these ones should definitely come over here and help. We also have a unit of charging cavalry. And the Eagle, I guess, can come over here and drop on the back of the Chaos Trolls. It doesn't take much to run Chaos Trolls off.
Ready and able! Seal!
Oh, hey, look, it's the crew from that Hell Cannon that we destroyed.
Northern Sea Guard.
Right, help out our poor lord.
Noble born!
I'm sure he's a good fighter, but... Alright, he's going to seem to be retreating into the city, which is a little...
Attack!
Feels like poor sportsmanship.
It shall be done! Following orders!
Over here. The eagle's not going to do much damage, but we can have it charge in and out of them and hopefully get some value out of that. It looks like we might actually be able to hold this side. And if we can do that, then we can start repositioning the units from this side over to help on the east. I still don't think there's any chance of us winning this battle, but we're going to be able to inflict some good damage here. Yeah, get down there and let him have it. Oh no, he hit that spire as he was trying to dive. That's embarrassing. Yeah, we're losing control of the walls. Try to grab them from the side here. I wanna engage them in such a way that the Illyrian Reaver archers still have an open angle on them.
Orders received.
Yeah, shoot. This side is breaking badly. Can you bail out of there, maybe? Everybody withdraw.
Yes. Silver helms. It will be done.
Okay, we are totally losing to these chosen. These guys are chosen, right? Yeah. Great Weapon chosen are powerful units. I wasn't expecting them to... I wasn't paying enough attention to this because I wasn't expecting them to wipe out those white lions so quickly. I thought the silver helms on the back and the white lions on the front would be good enough to hold us. Well, you know what? May as well do a little bit of damage to the things that are nearby. Yeah, non-armor piercing missiles. Not so good against chaos. We can definitely bring down the chaos warhounds. Those are some pretty weak units. But I don't think that I don't think that they're going to do any replenishment or anything. So any damage we deal here is meaningful. Any damage we do here will stick, effectively. We'll make it easier when Alistair and the others arrive. I would really love it if we could wipe out this unit of Warhounds. Actually, I don't know, probably the unit of Hell Cannons will not be able to rebuild. I sure hope. Nope, it looks like they are in fact going to maintain one Hell Cannon. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I had hopes of doing better than that. We inflicted some meaningful damage, but it's not as much as I would have liked. Yeah, our White Lions didn't get nearly as many kills as I was hoping for. Alright, so the High Veil's burned. And that army is still basically at full. Not ideal. They're just going to sail through the whirlpool, no big deal. That's true, we did lose some elven trinkets. Alright, what are these guys going to do? Are we going to lose White Peak as well? Yeah, these guys will definitely be able to get within attack range. Well, same deal here, we'll fight it. Because we gotta soften them up as much as possible. So they have 2 catapults between the 2 armies. Storm Vermin. But a lot of just normal rats, which are not particularly dangerous. Clan rats can get pretty good if they have a lord, I guess, who has the appropriate redline skills. So maybe that'll be the case here. Mostly I'm concerned about the storm vermin, and the fact that we have no way of interacting meaningfully with them. Our only armor-piercing units are the White Lions. Probably what I'll do this time is put the 2 units of white lions together. We'll try to create at least one area where we reasonably will be able to hold them off. So let's have these white lions be on this side. Like here. Pull the spears out. There's no version of this where we hold the city, but there is a version of this where we do a lot of damage while losing the city. That's going to have to be the one we're playing for. Alright, so they can control both of these. Right, all that stuff is under control. Right, we're in both of those. Just trying to make sure we have all of the towers active here. Okay. Now, against Skaven, our Eagle is going to have a little bit more value. The Skaven weapons crew will be a little bit worse at fighting than the Chaos weapons crew was, and it's much easier to spook Skaven units into running away. So really, let's try to focus on Storm Vermin as best we can here. These catapults are really dangerous too, though. Okay, that worked. I made them turn. Alright, let's focus the... Oh, God. They do have flamethrowers. I kind of forgot about the flamethrowers. Alright, they're docking with the wall, pretty much where we were hoping they would. There's a lot of them, though. Normal spears. Okay, they do have some storm vermin over here. Well, can I get the archers to turn and fire on these guys, or is that going to work at all? Trying to give ourselves a little slightly better angle here. Okay, we're getting some good damage done on the flamethrower crew. They're not heavily armored or anything, so... Would you guys at least turn so you're taking the shots in the front? We probably need to get melee units over here. Okay, I think we might be able to kill that warp fire thrower unit, so we don't have to deal with it later. Oh, they got 2 gates. Oh God, spells. Alright, now these guys are spears, so we don't want to just sit in on them. You got all these poison projectiles coming in. Kind of surprised at how little running away my my Illyrian archers are doing.
Serve the king. Awaiting orders. By Illyrian. Forward.
Alright, I do think we're going to do more damage to these guys than we did to the Chaos Warriors, at least. A lot of their units are a lot softer. Oh, those are halberd stormvermin. Don't charge that. Don't charge that.
Illyrian archers. Silver helms.
These guys are going to try to break our hold on the city.
Illyrian archers.
Should be pretty easy for us to deal with that.
Sword noble.
It will be done.
Oh, I see the Sea Guard are getting completely overwhelmed on the wall.
Orders received.
Illyrian archers. We away. Death to all.
God, I hate the way stock works. If you order your units to attack somebody who has stock, and that the stock unit goes invisible, your unit should at least go to the last known location. They shouldn't just decide they're done doing everything forever.
Northern Sea Guard.
We will obey.
Alright, White Lions hold against Stormvermin much, much better than they do against Chosen. But I think we're pretty doomed here. I'm trying to click on my spell. Does this actually do damage to the units? It doesn't really look like it. Yeah, it just affects the walls and the siege equipment. I wonder if it would actually break ladders. Try to kill that catapult unit. If we can properly get rid of them, that would be really good. Alright, did we... Okay, we did catch these guys eventually.
Make Ulthuan proud. Loyal. Sinner.
Yeah, focus on the units we can kill. Oh no, my eagle's under fire from my own towers.
Illyrian archers. Attack!
Man, this catapult crew is remarkably hardy. I can't believe how long they've survived.
Northern Sea Guard.
That's a withdraw!
March.
Yeah, unfortunately, units that fled outside the walls are going to be largely useless.
By Illyrian.
Also, I'm really shocked. I know that they're shock cavalry and everything, but I'm really surprised that they're losing in melee to gutter runners.
Setting forth.
Gutter runners aren't even that good at fighting.
Illyrian archers. Serve the king. Advance.
Are my... Yeah, my Illyrian cavalry have been run off, largely. Okay, there we go. Well, we did some damage. Yeah, we did much, much better damage here. So we still have a little bit of an uphill struggle ahead of us clearing out these units. And the next ritual is going to be even harder, and the one after that is going to be even harder, in case you were wondering why I was still worrying about building up armies. Oh, it looks like they're going to go for the gate. Well, it should hold, I think. This is not something I care about a huge amount.
Champion of the Ever Queen.
Alright. Can we get
I serve.
anywhere near them? God, it takes so much movement to get through the damn mountain passes. Well, we better head to the Eagle Gate, I think.
Journey.
So it looks like that's where the Skaven are going.
Defender of the Phoenix Throne. Moving on.
Alright, these two armies will be able to start smashing stuff next turn. You need to pretty much stay where you are. I am going to cancel one of these and grab a
We have shaped this world.
new hero. Do I want a mage? Light is a pretty good school. Like, the Shield of Safri effect from high is good, but the spells are not that great. Those are some pretty alright spells. Upgraded Urandan Thunderbolt from a Life Mage is interesting. Life used to be really, really strong. It's less so now. But I think I am gonna take this.
By the White Tower, I sense items of power.
Alright, so Earthblood's good. Shield of Thorns is good. Actually, life spells are just good. They're just good spells. And the Thunderbolt gives that mage a good bit of utility. So we have one stack headed over.
Time is of the essence.
It's going to have to be Kiriella's job. I'm sure they're just going to the Shrine of Cain.
Asa Noble. Destruction.
So they never go anywhere else.
My power.
We'll smash it to ruins.
Well, we may end up benefiting from all this influence after all. Because it might actually be a good idea for me to hire, like, a mage or two to stand around in these areas. Because mages have, they have block army, don't they?
Winds are rising.
Yeah. Block army can be really valuable against these guys to prevent them from spreading out and taking down all of your stuff. There's nothing you can really do to stop them from burning one or two settlements, but you can make it costly. So this army's pretty close to full. This one took a serious beating. This one's pretty strong, and we didn't do a good job of eliminating units, but we did really injure a lot of the skating units. Alright, well, we'll have all this time after we complete the ritual, or after we kill these guys off, to rebuild. So I guess that's something. Alright, you're still recruiting. You need to just stay there. I have a hard time imagining Mirodrin making it over to any place in time to help. How fast can we get across the central? Well, actually, that's not so bad. Only 3 turns. We might be able to do something useful. We'll take a big attrition hit, though, moving through the water.
You may approach.
We'll go overland. This army's already not totally healthy.
Champion of the Evergreen.
Probably don't want to do anything like that. We wanna upgrade. Yeah. We want to upgrade stuff that has meaning and save the rest of our money for rebuilding. So we are going to have to do some rebuilding.
We will endure.
Alright, well. I think that's going to have to be it for us for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. We've finally gotten to the part of this that's actually somewhat difficult. Come back next time to see if we can push off these ritual forces. Spoiler alert, we totally can. But the next time's a little bit less certain, isn't it? And we'll see you then.